Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is OctoMan, and this is my new project. Anyhow, I try to struggle with the new live streaming, part over here in YouTube. So I hope this is now actually live. I believe I just recorded this already, but nothing happened to the stream itself. So thanks a lot for tuning in for these guys, which are already hanging up in here. So I'm not once again quite sure if the stream already has been started. So. Um, Anyway, I hope this is now not a double link whatever I've done before. So let's take a look into what is Burntime 3D. And once again, I hope everything is correct right now. So what is Burntime 3D or what is Burntime? Burntime is a DOS and Atari game from the, I guess, mid-90s. And it was like a game about, okay, there was a good world and so on and so forth. And there was something is going to happen or was happening, like there was an atomic disaster or something like that. So the whole world got infected by something, and currently we have something like that already happening over here, meaning we gonna or I gonna pick this idea up, and I gonna probably go into this and create something about this theme or this idea behind it. Probably more, probably less. So what we're gonna create over here is first we have multiple things to talk about. I'm gonna go with that dev stream through the complete process or most of the process, depending on how your interest into this is going to be as well. Also, if you have any questions and comments and stuff like that, feel free to check this out. Also, check out the description box down below. There's a free PDF for you to grab how to create your game rather quick, as well as there's going to be multiple courses I'm gonna have to offer for you inside the description box down below as well. So let's talk about Burntime. So once again, hey Bettier, thanks a lot for tuning in. It's quite some time ago where I seen you. I'm testing out the new live streaming stuff here, so I hope everything goes through, and I hope you guys can hear me good. Okay, so what is Burntime? Once again, it is a survival game, more or less. We're gonna talk about the ideas behind this in a second, and we're gonna need to survive in a post-apocalyptic world over there, where gonna be a disease, where there's going to be a apocalyptic stuff going to happen. Maybe there was a mistake by whoever. It doesn't really matter about the story at the moment. So in this part, I want to make sure that you guys get an idea behind how everything works over here, or what I'm going to try to achieve. By the way, if you have questions, feel free to ask meanwhile I stream over here, also as well as into the comment box down below. So what we need for such a game is a character select screen. So I want to make sure that we have probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever characters to select from. And we're gonna make use of these little triangles probably as a button, whatever. I don't cover design too much at the moment, because for grabbing the idea, it doesn't really matter. We can probably put something like inventory items over here, like what we need to survive is something like, let's say, a weapon. We maybe need some water, we need to have something to eat to at least fill the first some days so we don't die instantly in the game. So we're gonna take a look into create a new game with probably a difficulty setting, something like that. So this is everything for the character select screen. So before we're gonna start the game itself. Now we're gonna have something like an inventory. We're gonna see our icon or our image or whatever. We're gonna have the possibility to pass in a name. We're gonna talk about EXP. So how do we grab EXP and what do we actually are going to create over there? We're gonna talk about vitality. So meaning when we get damaged in any case. And of course, when our vitality goes down to 0, of course, the game is over. We're gonna talk about hunger. So how much days can you survive without eating even more? Same for water. There are going to be some starting things we're gonna take a look into. Also, we're gonna have some kind of a world space inventory, so depending on where we are currently positioned at, we are able to drag, so we need to have a drag and drop ability for these items. We should be able to drag them from our inventory into the world space inventory, so we place it wherever we are currently standing. So we need to talk about this as well. Or I'm gonna take a look into this, of course. Then I'm gonna have a trading window. So basically, there's some kind of a merchant probably running around the scene. We're gonna be able to, purchase things by trading. Like we're gonna give him like one empty bottle of water or a filled bottle of water for something we can eat or drink or whatever, or maybe a weapon, maybe something we can wear, and so on and so forth. So. And this little lamp over here probably does something like the trade is okay or the trade is not good because, well, this is worth a different number than the other one. We're gonna talk about these numbers later on, I guess, as well. And there will be the world map where the most of the stuff is going to happen, or let's say it's the second most stuff is going to happen to get the idea together. In that case, it means we're gonna have multiple areas, like these gray dots, as well as these blue and red ones. And these areas can be actually, we are able to make them our, like we're gonna put our flag in here, like inside this area by placing a warrior or some kind of character onto a specific area, so we can say, okay, this is ours. And if we're gonna put a weapon onto this warrior, he's able to protect this, so a NPC or CPU is not able to take it over. So the goal of the game is basically to get rid of all the opponents, so all these guys, as well as probably gonna put the maybe gonna overtake like each area over here. So probably we have like 2 or 3 winning scenarios over there. And of course we need to make sure that we have always enough water and enough hunger. We can hire people. So I will try to, or we're gonna take a look into that. How can we hire them? How can they walk behind us, like following up and so on and so forth. Each area over here can have or will have like a close-up area where we can basically freely walk around. We can do it like again in like a top-down view or something. We can make it point and click and so on and so forth. Well, all of that depends always on what you want to do in the end, of course. Once again, I might change my idea here and there because this is just a planning phase. I want to make sure that everybody, or that I understand the actual idea behind the game, as well as others like you might follow up as well, but just for planning the stuff ahead. So in this areas inside, we're gonna be able to maybe place some buildings, we can put some cave, we can put something whatever, and we maybe walk around and inside these buildings, and there might be something like a water pipe where we can place our bottles or something under it so it can fill over time with water, so we can later on come back, like when a day has passed, that one water is filled into our bottle, which might be able to hold like up to 2 or 3 water amount, I would say, and then we're gonna be able to take it away and drink it, or just drink directly from the well or whatever it is. Maybe we're gonna put some other areas as well where we can hide things. Like, for example, this could be an item under a stone or something, so we might take a look into how we can click the stone and find items. We can pick them up. So basically we're gonna show like this inventory with the world space and see what is actually on the ground, so we can pick it up or just leave it alone. And we want to make sure that we limit our inventory space because, well, yeah, it's harder, I guess, to clear up. And what we also have is our image in the bottom or anywhere on the screen, probably, even if not really necessary. Or maybe we're going to place the stats here as well, but I believe putting the stats only into the inventory is more than enough. Then we're gonna have like the daytime, so we're gonna reduce a bar of something over here, like an image, reduce it to 0, and when it hits basically 0, the day is over, and we go automatically to the next day, and then we consume 1 water unit and 1 hunger unit. So literally this hunger will reduce by 1, so we only have 4 days left, and so on. Why is that so important? Is because we want to make sure that when we travel from this area to this area, we're gonna automate that. by just a timer. So basically, when we are ending our day or a couple of days when we are walking from here to here, we want to make sure that we have enough hunger and enough enough days left inside this hunger and inside this water. Otherwise we would starve, and we don't want to starve because otherwise we would be game over. So just so you understand the concept behind that. We're gonna have a production part. I don't have any images about this right now. So what I mean by this is we're gonna have the possibility when we have overtaken a place, like maybe this one over here, so we're gonna overtaken, we can put something inside, like bottles or whatever, to get water in return, as well as put a knife, for example, to create multiple resources, like, I don't know, anything from Burntime or something similar. Or maybe we're gonna put a snake bag so we can catch snakes to eat or anything else like that. Once again, this is like a post-apocalyptic scenario, or maybe a disease scenario as we currently have on the world as well. So there are 100 possibilities over here how we can design that, so I keep that open for the moment, since I don't know how I would actually lay this out. So this is the basic layout of the game idea I got so far. So probably there are some more things we can implement, or I could implement. I don't even know how I would go with how do I navigate my character, whichever it could be. Maybe this one could be my character. How do I navigate it here? We can do something like point and click by using a nav mesh and then do the automatic stuff on their own. Which also gives us the possibility to, let's say, simply, encounter other enemies by, just clicking on them. And if we have some guys which are following us, let me duplicate this. So maybe this is our follower, or we have two, or however, how much we have hired. We can hire people later on for, let's say, for a snake or for a backpack or whatever item. So we basically could do something like, okay, we'll click on this guy if he's an enemy, and then all our guys will attack him as well. There are, once again, hundreds and thousands of possibilities we can take a look into. Again, we can put items on the ground, we can go into each building, and if there is something like a water pipe inside, we can place, once again, our items like a water bottle to fill up. We can put a pump maybe in a lake, and so on and so forth. There are hundreds of possibilities over there as well. Also, if you are interested in the game itself, which or how it was looking in the past, just take a look onto YouTube. There are multiple videos about Burntime, and you will see where these ideas come from. So in the end, there's a lot of stuff to do for this project. As you can see, there's a lot of things we need to take care of, and also there's a lot of things we're gonna need to take into. So if you guys have any questions about the project itself or anything specific, or maybe you want to put some ideas into the project, you are free to do so. And that's basically everything I wanted to cover in this little live stream. So basically this is just the introduction as well as the plan phase, how I want stuff to put together. And once again, if you have any questions and so on and so forth, just feel free to put them down below into the description. Not in the description, but in, in the comments area. And if you want to see more of that content, feel free to let me know. And if you're in general interested in such like a dev streams where I just go over, we're gonna start from the very scratch, then we'll go over into the what do we do next, what is most important part to cover at the very first time. So whenever you open up Unity, where do I really start? What do I want to achieve first? What is the most important thing? What do you think? Just let me know. Do you think it's more important to start with the character select because it is in the beginning of the game? Or is it probably more interesting to get an inventory running? Or is it even more important to get an area and like this one, like this area, first to get the main mechanics to work, like walking around, hitting other guys, collecting things? What do you think is going to be the most important things we should start at first, or probably the trading window, or even the production, or even the world map? So let me know what you think about it. Let me know about what you think about the project itself, and let me know. I'm gonna end the stream right now, and I will do another stream like in a couple of minutes. So if you haven't had the chance to join the stream, no worries, this video will be available after a couple of minutes on YouTube on my channel as well. So for now, I want to say, okay, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this little introduction video over here. If you have, once again, any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, or even down below in the comments area, as well as take a look into the description box below. There's a free PDF for you how to actually finish your game pretty quick, as well as there are multiple online courses I have to offer about different themes and different content, so check them out as well. Once again, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this guy. And see you in the next one, I believe in about 10 minutes or something like that. See you later, guys, and bye-bye.